I finally, holy fuckaroni, Jesus, how many hours have you been doing this? YouTube, my name is Mesa and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, well, Nightfall Strike exclusive loot and the Destiny 1 weapons are back. And good Destiny weapons that you need to farm, so we're going to go over the best roles, best perks, and how the whole thing works. Now, I'm convinced of a few things you may not know about in regards to how to farm for these things, because you can try certain things and you'll do it a million times and you literally will never get one, and we figured it out. Also, that intro clip, I was a little flustered because we didn't have it down so well, and it was taking us like 40 minutes per run to do each one of these Nightfalls. And once we got our rhythm going and so many prime engrams, we kept bumping up our power, so we were able to get through things. And I think we got, I don't know, each run down to about 30 minutes, and, you know, we're average players. I was, let's see, I was about 1287 power, and my two friends, Rob and Blackwood, they were about high 1270s, okay? So it's totally doable, and we're going to go through how to farm these things, how it all works, and what the best perks and roles you want to look for on these particular weapons. And I think this is Bungie testing us, that they're going to add more and more of these as these seasons progress. All right, guys, if you enjoy this video, a like rating does help me out. Comments help out, and subscriptions help out even more. Less than, actually over, well, 41% of you guys who are watching my videos are not subscribed. So guys, kindly hit that subscription button. It does mean the world to me. All right, guys, let's get into it. So in Destiny 1, you would farm for skeleton keys, and then depending on that strike, you would use a skeleton key, and you can get a roll and definitely get whatever was in there, and every strike had a specific drop. Well, now it's on a rotating basis, and right now for this week, at the time of recording this video, the first week of Season of the Chosen, the weapon is Shadow Price, and it's going to rotate next week and the week after and so forth. So next week, it's either going to be the Swarm, the heavy machine gun, or it's going to be the Palindrome, the hand cannon. So every Friday, you get a message across your screen telling you what's going on in Destiny next week. So next week, we've got the Arms Dealer Nightfall Strike, and so we are convinced this. Any Nightfall below 1300, it's going to be a very, very low probability of you getting one of these strike-specific weapons. The reason why is because, well, our friend Blackwood, he did about like 30 of the lower ones, the 1270s, and he didn't get one. And now we did about 6 to 7 last night, and my friend Rob and Blackwood got 2, and I got 2. So pretty good drop rate at the 1300s. So as you get your power levels up, do the 1300s, okay? They're not that bad once you get in about the 1280s to 1290 ranges in terms of your power with the artifact. You have 2 different types of champions. The only thing that's going to be a pain is match game. Match game is annoying. You just got to make sure that your entire fire team, that you have all of your elements across the board. Arc, Solar Void, and you have the right weapons to deal with those types of elemental shields. I do want to chime in on my opinion on this whole thing. This has brought a new level to the game. This is a fun player experience. Yeah, last night we spent hours, and I sounded frustrated when I got my first drop because we were doing it for so long, but we had fun last night. And it mainly was fun because we were figuring out the strategies, and once we got the strategies down, well, then we got the timer down, and you feel like you're accomplishing something. You feel like you're making progress, and once the weapons start dropping, well, then you become inspired to do them even more, and I feel like Shadow Price, Palindrome, and Swarm, when you see the perks in them, they're going to be worth grinding for. And as you get your power level up, you're going to want to do these. But the only thing that stinks is that the 1300s do not have matchmaking. I almost wish they had something where once you reach a certain power cap, it allows for matchmaking, because I'm convinced at lower than 1300, the drop rate is extremely low. So now it's worth noting, when the Grandmaster Nightfalls come out, there will be adept versions of these weapons, which just simply means they're a version of the weapon that's a little better, that you can put on an adept mod, and you can only get the adept mods and the adept version from the Grandmaster version. But let's focus on regular Shadow Price, Palindrome, and Swarm for the time being. So Shadow Price is a precision frame auto rifle, which means it's going to fire 450 rounds per minute with a range of 67 and impact of 29. Most people don't like the 450s. I personally have always loved them in PvE. I don't know how they are in PvP. I don't know, you PvPers, let me know. But let's talk about all the different perks. Now, there is a curated roll that comes with Arrowhead Break, accurized rounds. You want accurized rounds. It comes with Bottomless Grief. While you are the last living member member of your fire team. Each takedown refills your magazine, and also one for all. I got that on my roll. Hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for a moderate duration. Now, I don't want the curated roll because there's a much better combination that you can get. First off, in terms of the magazine, okay, you want to try to get accurized rounds. So you can get Bottomless Grief, we talked about that. You can get Surplus, increased handling, reload speed, and stability for each fully charged ability. You've got Killing Wind, Final Blows grant increased mobility, weapon range, and handling for a short duration. 4th time's the charm, rapidly landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine. But you've got Feeding Frenzy. This is what I want. You get Feeding Frenzy. When you get a kill, you get a really fast reload. Love that perk, and I want it for this weapon. You've got Overflow. I got that on one of my rolls. Picking up special or heavy ammo reloads this weapon to beyond normal capacity. In the final column, you've got One for All. We talked about that. I have that on my roll. We've got Disruption Break. Breaking an enemy's shield with this weapon will make them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. Oh, and this weapon is arc, by the way. You've got Thresh. Killing combatants will give you a small amount of super energy. You've got Swashbuckler on this. This weapon gains increased damage for melee kills and kills with this weapon, so that's going to stack up to 5 times. You've got Unrelenting. Rapidly defeating targets will trigger your health regeneration. Guardians and more powerful combatants will count as more than 1 kill. And you've got Dragonfly. Now, ideally, I want to get accurized rounds, Feeding Frenzy, and Swashbuckler, or possibly One for All. But I would say definitely Feeding Frenzy for sure, and Swashbuckler, okay? I like anything to help with damage and to help with reloading. Next up, we've got the lovely Palindrome from Destiny 1. However, now it's an energy weapon, and it does void damage. Now, this one has an adaptive frame, and it also fires 140 rounds per minute with an impact of 84 and a range of 55. Now, the curated version will have Arrowhead Break, so plus 10 to handling, but plus 30 to recoil. We've got Extended Mag, so plus 30 to magazine, minus 20 to reload speed. Subsistence, kills partially reload the magazine from reserves, but reserve capacity is reduced, and it's got that perk One for All. Hitting 3 separate targets will increase damage for a moderate duration. Now, there is no drop mag, and there's no accurized rounds on this, but you can get Extended Mag, Alloy Mag, Appended Mag. You can get high caliber rounds at least, which gives you plus 5 to range. You can get Ricochet rounds, which also gives you plus 5 to range and plus 10 to stability. You've got Flared Magwell and Light Mag. In the next column, you've got Subsistence. We talked about that. You can get it with Quick Draw. You can get it with Overflow, so picking up special or heavy ammo is going to reload it beyond its normal capacity. Killing Wind, we talked about that already. That's more of a PvP perk, I feel like. Bottomless Grief, we talked about that already. Last living member of your fire team. Each takedown refills your magazine. And also Outlaw. I want Outlaw, okay? I want high cal rounds, and I want Outlaw because I am a panic reloader and I want that kill, and I'm going to be using this in PvE. In the final column, we have One for All. We talked about that. Thresh gives you super energy, a small amount of super energy when you get kills. Unrelenting, rapidly defeating targets will give you your health back. We talked about that. This one can roll with Rampage. So for me, I want Outlaw and Rampage, but it also comes with Rangefinder. That's more of I think, a PvP perk. And you can get high impact reserves on this thing too. Rounds at the end of the magazine will deal more damage. So I'd say for me, I personally would like either high cal rounds or ricochet rounds, Outlaw, and either Rampage or high impact reserves, or even Rangefinder. But for me, for PvE purposes, I would like Outlaw and I would like Rampage. Lastly, we have the Swarm. This one's going to be a high impact frame arc heavy machine gun. So it's going to fire 360 rounds per minute, slow firing, but high impact of 70 and high range stat of 72. Now you've got a curated version that's got Arrowhead Break, so you get plus 10 to handling, plus 30 to recoil. This one comes with accurized rounds. You've got Killing Wind, so final blows will grant you increased mobility, weapon range, and handling for a short duration. And you have Zen Moment, causing damage with this weapon will increase its stability. So when you're laying into a target, the more you lay into it, the more the more stability you're going to get. I was about to say damage. No, you don't get extra damage. I'm sure you've noticed I've been skipping the whole first column on all of these things, and that's mainly because that's really subjective. I mean, they all give you so many different bonuses and pluses or minuses that I think is subjective to you as a player. So pick those out at your own discretion. But in the second column, for this one, I want accurized rounds. Now, you can get Appended Mag, Tactical Mag, Extended Mag, Steady Rounds, Alloy Magazine, and Flared Magwell. In the third column, we've got Killing Wind. We talked about that. You've got Outlaw. You can get Bottomless Grief. You can get Dynamic Sway Reduction on this thing, so improves accuracy and stability while continuously holding down the trigger. And you can also get Surplus, so increased handling, reload speed, and stability for each of your fully charged abilities. In the final column, you've got Zen Moment. You've got Slideways, so sliding will partially reload this weapon's magazine and give you a boost to your handling and stability. You've got Tap the Trigger, so grants a short period of increased stability and accuracy on the initial trigger pull. You've got One for All, and that's really the only damage bonus you have besides the last one, which we're going to talk about, where you hit 3 targets and you get some bonus damage for a moderate duration. You've got Dragonfly on it. I'm not a fan of Dragonfly. And you've got Vorpal Weapon, so increased damage against bosses, vehicles, and guardians with their super active. But are you really going to use Vorpal Weapon on a boss? I don't know. Jury's kind of out for me on this. I mean, I'll have to wait until these start dropping for me to actually make a decision on which I would like. I think I would want One for All because I would like this thing for ad clearing. I don't think I would be laying into bosses or really tanky things with this thing, but I would say One for All, maybe Outlaw to get a really fast reload. Depends what the recoil is like if I want dynamic sway reduction, but I definitely want accurized rounds. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section. We had a really fun time farming it. We're going to continue farming it as our power level goes up because it's just fun. It's a fun player experience. That's it for the video, guys. And by the way, if you want to save some money on video games, head on over to g2a.com. I have an affiliate link in the description. You just put in the game that you're looking for. Make sure the seller has good feedback, and you can get some games at some really good prices. All right, guys, leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like on this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Usually know it's on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.